Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Alberta Founders Podcast. Woohoo! Episode 4. We're still alive. We haven't gone down. Well, today we are sitting with Nick, who is the founder of Robin. Me and Nick were colleagues in Alberta Catalyzer Velocity. We both graduated early December from that program. That's how we know each other. So thank you so much for joining us today, Nick, and welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. All right, Nick, let's start this journey. Are you ready to delve down in some deep questions today for the folks?
I'm ready.
All right, Nick, would you like to tell the audience what exactly does it mean by Robin and what do you folks do for the business?
So Robin is a company where I'm one of the founders. It's just about a year old, and we provide a platform for small and medium businesses to text message with their customers. So we provide two things. We get a phone number for businesses that their users can text and get automatic answers to their questions from, as well as a mechanism for businesses to send messages through that phone number to the people who've been texting.
Oh, nice. So is it like WhatsApp or Telegram or is it different from those things?
It's all SMS based. So it's imagine we took an LLM and we gave it a phone number, and then we let you customize the behavior, the tone of voice, dial in the brand voice and the knowledge base to your business. So it's like ChatGPT for your business that your users can text. So frictionless onboarding. It's just a phone number that people text, and then they can get immediate answers to the questions that they have without having to go to a website or look through FAQs or anything like that.
Wow, that's really innovative. Wow. Okay, let's go in the nooks and crannies and deep questions now, Nick. What's the one thing that annoys you the most in your business at this point? Is it doing sales? Is it doing website updates? Is it doing marketing? Everyone has that one thing that annoys them the most in the business. What's yours?
Oh, we're right into annoying right away. What is the one thing? Honestly, uh, I love working on this business, so it's hard for me to pick one thing that annoys me. Um, I guess something something that drives me crazy is that in Alberta, we lose a lot of employees, we lose a lot of talent to Silicon Valley. I hate that people keep moving and leaving Alberta because I think it's a great place to work and start a business. Um, Aside from that one thing, that's the most annoying thing that I hate is
Hmm.
just watching the most talented uh, and intelligent peers of mine leave to go work in another country when I think that we should be making better opportunities for them to stay here.
Is it like the San Francisco or any specific cities that you've seen they're migrating to or?
Yeah, San Fran is the big one. It's hard to
Hmm.
compete with, the mecca of tech that exists
Hmm.
down there. But I mean, salaries in New York are very large too. It's just maybe a more mature ecosystem a little bit in some of those
Hmm.
places. So there's more support, there's more money. It's a bigger market in some ways. But I really think in Alberta, we can build global companies, we can build great companies here. And so I think people need to start staying. And I think, well, it's up to us to succeed and then show people that they can stay here and be a
Yeah.
success here.
Absolutely. That's why, like, this is the future. That's why we're building companies here so people can stay and retain and build Alberta together. Absolutely. Now, the next one is, which specific problem would you want to magically disappear one day? Like, poof, it's gone. That you do experience every single day. But you have to do it. You can't run away from it, but you would really like it to disappear.
I, for me, this is like paperwork, uh, like filling out forms and that kind of stuff. I just wish it could be more automated. Um, and yeah, I hate filling out paperwork. I just want people to give us funding and give us money without having to do all the work for it. I mean, to that end, that's a large reason why we've built Robin, because a lot of businesses have these problems that are annoying that they don't want to deal with. So a popular use case for Robin is at large events where small teams are answering the same questions over and over. So we built this to be something that would automate away those repetitive tasks that people don't like to do. So yeah, sorry, I'm plugging the company here a bunch, but yeah, I don't like repetitive tasks. I like doing something kind of different every day, having a new
Hmm.
adventure to get into, a new challenge. So, you know, I like solving something once and then having it not having to solve it again.
Well, my most annoying thing at this point is choosing which social media platform to be on. That's my most
Mm.
annoying thing because everybody has different analytics. I mean, every platform has different analytics. I'm like, am I doing TikTok? Am I doing LinkedIn? Am I doing YouTube? Am I doing Reddit? Am I doing Pinterest? What exactly am I doing? Because I can grow in every single one of them. So that's the annoying part
Pinterest
that I have.
Pinterest feels
Yeah.
untapped. That feels like an untapped
Oh yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing right now.
Like if I were to say about myself, like for Simple French with Hems, like we are trying to go towards homeschooling networks as well. And apparently in USA it's a $3.4 billion market, and every single parent, or most of them, are on Pinterest because of homework templates, and kids these days want templates for schools and class for work or whatever, and parents download that from Pinterest. I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But
Interesting.
that's something I'll have to figure out myself. And what you mentioned about the paper thing and repetitive task, I just came to know about today that the country of Netherlands, like Danish people, they're actually stopping their postal mail service because nobody wants that anymore. Nobody wants paper posts anymore for some reason. I'm like, oh, that's
Really?
interesting. Okay, perfect. Well, the next question for you, Nick, is do you have the shiny object syndrome? Because most of the founders have the shiny object syndrome. Do you have it or you don't have it? And if you have it, how do you actually tackle it?
Sure. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm building an AI company right now during the great wave of AI. I didn't also build a Bitcoin company a couple years ago, so maybe not so much, but I do. I think at Robin in particular, our culture is that we're excited about new technology. We want to use new technology to empower people whenever we can. So we do like to experiment. Um, I think the way that I approach it as kind of the lead of tech at Robin is to make a space where experimentation is safe and easy so that we can experiment with new tech often
Hmm.
in small measurable experiments. I think that's the thing to do. Of course, we don't ship every experiment that we do live. I like to choose boring technology to solve problems as much as I can because it's easier to maintain. So, a monolith and a Postgres database goes a long way. You don't always need microservices and GraphQL and Kubernetes in the early days. Uh, but but yeah, I mean, I like playing with new tech, so I probably have that syndrome a little bit for sure. I try all the new models when they come out. I think right now, working in AI, you have to do that. You have to be
Hmm.
using the newest models, trying the newest things that are happening. I think in any business, actually, at this moment in time, you should be experimenting with new tech. Um, is that
Oh,
what
yeah.
shiny object syndrome is to you? That's what it means to me, is like
Yeah,
maybe
you know, abs
the constant chase is what you avoid
it's
as a
like
founder.
you are looking at something in your business, like, hey, I'm doing this, and what if I do that? Would that be better? Oh, what if I do that as well? On top of that, would that be better? So that usually what shiny object syndrome is. But yeah, I did suffer from that as well. I did have this disease, if you were to say that. I have built like what 12 applications now, and it's like it's time for me to start selling it because I've been building and building and building. Because the way I like to approach this is I don't I don't want to have an email list where I just say, hey, I'm going to do this in 10 months, sign up today. I would like to do in a different way where I have it built and then I say, go test it out. It's built already. So that's where my shiny object syndrome comes along, where I'm like, I need to build that. I need to build that. I need to build that. So I'm trying to stop doing that now. But yeah,
Yeah, I
that's.
guess for me, the thrill that keeps me going with entrepreneurship is is building and releasing stuff and getting it into people's hands. So that's the thing that I love more than anything
Hmm.
is shipping a new feature. So I'm maybe addicted to like building too many features rather than slowing down and doing, spending more time on each one. But I think when you're starting up, you have to do that. You have to get things, like you said, in people's hands. The trick is to figure out what your MVP or your minimum viable product that you can give to people is,
Yeah.
especially that they will still pay for. Um,
That's the main part, right? So,
that's the trick. Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, the next one is what's the most mentally exhausting part of your business that no one sees but you know about it?
Only I know about it
I mean,
is
you experience that every single day. Are you when you're in the trenches, when you are coding at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 1 a.m., nobody sees that. Everybody sees the shiny website and the achievement. So what's the most exhausting part of that?
yeah. So for me, it's not coding at 3 a.m. I love coding at 3 a.m. when everyone's asleep. That's the absolute best time to be coding. The thing um, that drives me nuts that no one sees is alerts. It's handling, bugs in real time, like bugs that come up and pull you away from the building and from the code that you love. Um, and I think one thing that I've learned as an operator, as a founder of a business here is that you things are always on fire. There's
Mm.
never enough time to do every single thing. So sometimes there's like a bug that you just have to let burn for a little while because maybe it only affects, a very small set of users. So it's just you cannot drop everything to work on that because there may be something more important that you have to work on instead. But the noise from that, from those alerts that come up, um, and it's not that common. We don't have a lot of fires at Robin, but as you know, as a small business owner,
Yeah.
there's always something burning, and you have to choose where to point the hoses, where to point the
What do you do
water.
with it, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Uh, so you may know it's the right thing to do to not drop everything and investigate like a small bug that say only affects internal admin users. Um, but it's painful. That's the one, and that's the one that because I'm the tech part of the company, um, those come to me. I see all of those, and it's noise that is sometimes distracting, but important. You have to if you get an alert with a production issue, you have to check what it is every time.
What's going on?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to at least triage that. But the painful private anguish that I feel is when there are issues that I can't drop everything to work on because there's just more critical things to do right now.
Mm. Yeah, no.
But you get used to that. I think there's just like a underlying discomfort that you have to be comfortable with if you want to do this, if you want to be a founder and build something real. And you fix them, of course you fix everything eventually, you know?
You should have that grit, that relentless behavior, if I should say that, right? And if you're seeing problems every day, you have to go in there, you have to fix them, you have to be ready, because otherwise, who the hell will do it? It's your business. You have to go fix it, and you have to be ready for that sort of challenge. So that's literally a challenge. No, absolutely. Now, speaking of challenges, the next one is what was one thing that you thought would be very easy? But it was actually way harder than you expected. Would you like to share something?
So our system has pretty advanced AI workflows where um, we let our users define their own system prompts, their own tool set, their own use. It's like very complicated um, mechanisms that we empower users to do. So it seems like that should be the hardest part here. But like one of the trickiest things when we were first getting started is just establishing a structure of, say, organizations, teams, users, logins, permissions, role-based
Hmm.
access control, that kind of stuff. Uh, is harder than it seems and more nuanced, and you have to get it right. So, if you want to build something where users can sort of self-serve and invite people to a team, collaborate together, and do that kind of stuff, you need a structure around like invitations and who can access what, and do people have roles? Do they have, what is the structure of teams? How do you silo data and make sure that data never leaks from one organization to another?
Mm.
Those kind of things, they're so specific and important. Um, and it's just was harder. It seemed like, okay, we'll spend a week and we'll do logins, we'll do auth, it'll be fine. But there's a lot more nuance there that you really have to deal with. You know, who gets notified when billing goes down?
Mm.
It's all that little stuff that adds up, and it's just way more work than it seems. You spend like a month on building. You know, we have a complex billing system. We have usage based billing in our system. Um, but little things like that, billing, authentication, role based access control, those are the things that are more complex than you expect. So it's not that they're hard. It's that like, when you look at it at the beginning, you think like, this part won't take long. We're going to spend
Hmm.
most of our time thinking about how agentic AI systems work and how does tool calling work? How can we, how does the agent access someone's Google Calendar? But then the complexity is, you have n many agents, one for each organization, or maybe n times three for each organization or something, and controlling the who has access to what. That's the thing that sneaks up on you. Do you have logins? Do you have logins in your system or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I completely understand what you're saying. Like even on a basic level, like if anybody wants to start basic website, like you need to have some kind of licensing structure. Or like what are you using? Using Firebase or AWS or whatever. You need to learn how to do that because otherwise it's hosted where? Like where is your back end? Where is your front end? Like how are you stopping your privacy? Or people just can get your code and off they go. Like if it's like even a basic HTML, if we don't go in much more technical details, you can literally go on Google Chrome and you can click on view source and you'll see the whole damn code over there. Like people can just literally copy it and poof, there goes your work. So people need to understand all those things, and you need to use language that people can copy your stuff or put the actual code in a different server. Then you need to own the server, you need to pay for it, you need to code it. Like there's huge like details that people need to learn. But yeah, that's something that people don't really understand. They're like, oh, just code something, wipe coding, right? That's the new thing
Yeah.
these days.
Well, yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful with those. I mean, we love vibe coding at Robin, of course. Um, AI is our thing. But security can and should be a full-time job. And, as
Yeah.
we scale up, it will probably be someone's full-time job at Robin to worry about security. Uh, but when you're small and you're a small team as a founder, you have to make sure that you'll set aside time to think about that stuff. I think something that people maybe don't
Hmm.
allow enough time for initially. And so, yeah, I think the hidden complexity is insecurity, I think, a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, absolutely. Most people don't even know you can see a code on any web page that you go to and they don't know how to do it. And they're like, oh, I made something. I'm like, people can see it, brother. They can literally copy it from there.
Yeah. That's how I learned a lot of code, to be honest. I mean, it's the beautiful thing of the internet. Actually, I think like a lot of modern web applications are more obfuscated when you use platforms like React or the Angular, whatever svelte kind of single page application
Hmm.
stuff that's popular with the internet now. When I was a kid, you could just view source and you could see exactly how everything worked. It was so beautiful because you could learn from it. And I think that's part of what made the internet so awesome in the early
Yeah.
days. I think we've lost a little bit of that. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, if people want, I'd be happy to chat about HTMX sometime. I think that there's a resurgence of this kind of
Yeah.
viewable source stuff. going around.
Yeah, I got some details from one of the students that I was working before. He was like, I made this and my brother was seeing the whole code. I'm like, did you save it? Did you had a server? Like, no, I just put it online. It's an HTML thing. I'm like, that's why you can see it. That's why the server's there. But anyways, now you as a founder, because we know being a founder is a real tough job. Have you been through the fire, I guess, if that's the word people like to use these days? Like you've been dragged through the fire. And do you have any methods that help you face this chaos that turns it into clarity for you?
I like this question. I have a note that I always come back to that my father wrote for me when I was a kid, and it's this. He thought he was a poet, I think, in the early days. It says at the beginning, it says, "In fire is where gold is tested." So I think he was. There's a bunch more to the note, but a message that he imparted to me is that you shouldn't shy away from hard things. You should dive right in because that's where something great comes out of it. So yeah, have I faced the fire? Sure, of course. It's hard being an entrepreneur. The hard things are, the uncertainty. Uh, are we gonna like how much runway? Where it's constantly like how much runway do we have,
Yeah.
and what can we spend money on to survive, and what do we not spend money on? Where do I put my time? What is the most valuable thing of my time? Because if I waste my time, we don't have that much of it until revenue ramps up a little bit more. And we're starting to get more comfortable at Robin, but it's still always a challenge of, um, yeah, where do you put your time and how long can you last? Especially when once you have employees. When you have employees, now someone else is relying on you.
Hmm.
So I think that's the fire that I face here often. I guess the main difference that I've found from being an employee, working at a company, being an employee to being a founder, is that there are a lot more decisions. So it's just you're constantly deciding things. Every little thing you have to decide. Or if you have a co-founder, someone has to decide everything. There's no one else is giving you a
Yeah.
task to do. So something as simple as like, what do I work on today? That's a that's something you have to decide. So you have to come up with criteria and systems to prioritize things. Um, Probably you need a roadmap, both a personal roadmap and a company roadmap. And there's always way more to do than you can do. So I think the part of the biggest challenge that's different from being an employee, you often have a task you can focus on and a lane that you can stay in for at least a couple of days at a time. When you finish it, then you ask, what do I do now? Someone else tells you what to do and then you go do it. If you're a great employee, then maybe you don't ask and you just go find high value things to do. If you're going to be an employee at a startup, you need to learn that skill pretty quick. And if you want to be a
Yeah.
great employee, you should do that too. Um, but yeah, as a founder, like what I do is I block out time. I have to block out time. The like my personal mantra for this is be where your feet are. So you can't do everything, but what you can do is whatever you're working on now, be in it and be there committed 100%. So I'm doing this podcast with you. I'm not checking Slack in the background. I am just talking to you, you know?
Attention
Uh,
span. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's critical. I think you know you, sometimes you sometimes you got to get distracted and drop things because there's a fire you have to put it. Um, but as much as you can, block out time, put blocks in your calendar. What I do is once a week, once a week I pull an all-nighter, uh,
Wow.
midnight until 8 a.m. I just do that every Tuesday,
Wow.
and it's
Okay.
incredible because you have I can do it in that 8 hours. I can do more work than a lot of employees would do working all week because you're not distracted. There's no water
Hmm.
cooler. There's no one else there. Um, yeah, so
Wow.
that's my approach. It's like time blocking. You have to block time and be where your feet are. Simple as
That's
that.
interesting. 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So that's complete 8 hours. So Do you like prepare for it? Is like you get your ice creams or you get your food in or you get your push-ups in, you get your coffee? Like I've never heard that before. Like what do you do to prepare yourself for that?
Yeah, you get a Monster, get an energy drink, throw it in your backpack. I will prepare. I'll have a task that I want to do. So like I'll set up API keys, permissions, like boring stuff I'll do during the day, during time when I can be kind of doing more than one thing, like just to line things up. But then that time is I'm coding. I'm writing code, I'm building a feature. So I usually have something in mind that I want to build and I'll just go to it and do it. And honestly, like it's exciting. I like it. Like I look forward to that time. Um, I don't know.
That's good.
I look forward to going to work all the time right now. It's incredible. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
that's the blessing of being a founder. You're doing what you want. So, and if you're not, then you can leave. You can go get a
Why are
job
you
if you
doing it?
want to.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody can force you to do it, right? Like there's no boss, there's no manager, there's no VP or director coming to email you like, "Hey, you better do it or you'll be fired." It's like this is my thing. So unless you have the drive of grinding every single day, you cannot be like those Instagram folks like, "Oh, you'll get your private jet and you'll get your Lamborghini and you'll get your Ferrari." I'm like, if you have a Ferrari in your mind, that's a short-sighted goal. Like you can't reach like when you're really down in the trenches when your code's not working. What's your motivation? I want a Ferrari? No. It's like, hey, it's my thing. It has my name on it. I need to fix it. Then eventually down the road you get something that's not the main motivation for most of the folks. The drive is there to do things every single day. It's not like I have a Lamborghini poster. I want the new SVJ with V12 engine. You want this thing to work. So
These car comments feel very specific, Hems.
I like that car.
Yeah, it feels like maybe you do want that car. It's okay to want a car as well, but being a
I
founder might
mean,
not be the quickest path to
that's not the
doing
way.
it.
Like you cannot force yourself to be like, hey, I want that, or I want that, or you want a private jet, you want a Gulf Stream or whatever. Like, no, it has to come from actual stuff that you do every single day. It cannot be focused on that. So, but no, I'm a little car guy myself. I do go to some of these car shows and whatever. So I have some little knowledge about that. But yeah. Okay, well, coming back to going out to other places, would you like to share to the first time founders watching this podcast or students who are watching this, watching you and me for the first time, what would you like to share with them concerning the concept of networking? Like they're just coding in their basement, they're just learning wipe coding, they just downloaded Base 44 or any other wipe coding website. They just made an account today, they don't know what to do, they don't know who to network with, like what should they do?
Yeah, let me focus on networking here. I well, like you said with business, starting your own business, if that's your goal as a student, if that's what you want to do, you need to keep yourself accountable. And having a community of peers around you is a fantastic way to do that. Um, I think find your people would be my advice. So in Calgary, I work at a co-working space called House 831. It's a space dedicated to founders, builders, creatives, influencers. There's really cool people there. And I love going there because it's motivating because all of these people are creating something out of nothing. So you got to find your people would be my advice here. And
Hmm.
when you do that, then it doesn't feel like you're networking. You're just talking about what you're working on every day with people. And we've had amazing opportunities come out of that space. Um, if you're with people who are excited about what they're building and you're excited about what you're building, and you're sharing back and forth, the connections will come, I think. So that would be piece number one would be, find your people, find your space. It'll keep you accountable and keep you honest and give you a place to talk because your family doesn't want to hear about your business all the time. You need to have people to talk about this stuff too. Uh, I go to a coffee meetup once a week. I haven't been in a little while, but it's called Bike Club here. Although I guess I'm breaking the first rule of Byte Club, which is that you're not supposed to talk about it.
Oh
It's
wow, it's
it's just
that
a
secret,
bunch of
huh?
it's semi-secret, but not really. It's a bunch of developers that get together, and on Saturday mornings we'll go for a coffee. We all bring our laptops. It's laptops open. People are often writing code or doing work, and we just
Wow.
kind of geek out for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And there's some days we just talk about mechanical keyboards the whole time. Or like
Wow.
one guy's very passionate about brewing coffee. He knows all the machines and the coffee that you can do. And so we were there one day, and this group of three women came. They were going for a run. They were all decked out in run stuff, and they were like hearing us talking, and they said, "What is this like that you guys are talking about this nerdy geeky stuff?" And we were like, we just come here every Saturday, and every single one of them was like, I wish my husband or boyfriend would just come to this. Like, can he
Oh
come?
wow.
Because he always talks to me about this stuff at home. I don't want to hear about it. Uh, so if there's stuff you geek out about or whatever, like find a place for it, an outlet, and that
Hmm.
goes. Sorry, we were talking about networking though. So on networking, the other thing that I do is I love speaking. So I'll find every opportunity I can to do kind of public speaking. And whatever city you're in, there's probably things you can do this, groups, organizations, meetups, volunteer to give a talk. I think that's an amazing way to get exposure. And it's pretty fun. Explaining something means like often results in you understanding it much more than you than just doing it. So explaining,
Hmm.
teaching someone else is, as you know from Hems, is the best way to learn. So find a place. You know, if you're not scared of public speaking, that's not for everyone, but that's something that I enjoy doing. Is just go and talk about what you're building, talk about what the challenges are. Do the Alberta Founders podcast. Um, and, and you know you brush shoulders with people and you meet people that way. I think those would be
Mm,
my two pieces of advice.
absolutely. So that's very important to go find a group of folks who have some kind of similarity with you, and you can, as you said, geek out together, learn things together, do coding together, make some friends that way. So you're not really doing forced networking with, hey, this is my business card, call me tomorrow, and you just have a stack of business cards that doesn't work that much these days. But instead, you have genuine folks around you that would accelerate your growth much faster. And as you said, to speak to them, find volunteer speaking opportunities the best way, you know? Absolutely. Okay, wonderful. Well, now we are on the second part of this podcast, which is the rapid fire round. Nick, are you ready for
You
that?
made it. You made it. Take a deep breath. Okay, let's do it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, the idea is that you would be answering these questions in one or two words, ideally, whatever comes to mind. And that's why whatever comes to mind, I can just say it like instantly, and we'll go through this one pretty fast. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. One tool that you swear by.
Post hog.
We'll start. Okay. One tool that you'd never use again.
Uh, Sublime text.
Sublime text. Okay.
But I
What
love
is
Sublime text. Don't get me wrong. Am I meant to go a little deeper on these? People can check out
uh
Post hog. Post hog's worth it.
postdocs the
Yeah,
goat.
it's for
Okay.
product analytics.
Oh, product analytics. Okay. What is your favorite book?
Uh, Whole time is hard. I'm a reader. I like reading. My favorite book of the last 2 years, is called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. I'd highly recommend that. Rick Rubin's famous music producer. It's a beautiful book about creating and the creative act.
Oh, should look that up. What is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Just regular pizza? Okay, that's nice. Yeah. What metrics do you check the most in your business?
Hmm. Uh, for us, sales and weekly active users. are the two. But
Okay.
weekly active Robins is something we made up and we check. Should
Weekly
probably be
active
monthly. I'm not
robins.
sure, but
That's pretty cool name, Weekly Active Robins. Nice.
yeah.
One thing that saved you more than once in your business.
Unit tests.
Unit test. Okay. Perfect. Well, do you have any final motivational words for students and first-time founders watching this who have thought of entrepreneurship but haven't done anything about it, but they want to do something? Would you like to say something to them?
Yeah, I would. I would like to say something. I think you should get a job. I think you should have a job once. Um, I also think that you should take a chance on yourself. So it, if you have to be willing to gamble on yourself. That's my advice. Um, and be brave. We say this a lot at Robin. Be brave. Ship. We use that to justify shipping quickly, iterating fast, getting MVPs in front of people. Be brave. If you become a founder, you'll find a moment when you're unsure of what you're doing, when whatever you're doing seems crazy. And if you can just fall back on that, be brave, I think it goes a long way. And you can always go get a job. If this doesn't work, you can always go get a job after. It'll be fine. Jobs are there. There's jobs. I mean, the economy sucks right now, but it'll get better. There's jobs. You can get a job, but take a chance on yourself, gamble on you, and just repeat it to yourself over and over. Be brave. You have to do that.
No, absolutely, because regret is not something you would want to live with. That's one of my mantras. Like regret, I don't want to have regret. That's that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm like, when you're older, like 60, 70, 80, whatever, it's like I could have done that. I should have done it. I don't want to live with could and shoulds. So,
Okay, I'm gonna change mine. I wanted to use yours. That was better.
oh, thanks so much, Nick. Okay, wonderful. Well, the last question is this: what's next for Robin, and what should we be looking out for?
Hmm. Next for us, I feel like last year we conquered text messaging. And I think in if people referred to last year as the year of the agent. I think it's delayed a bit. I think next year is the real year of the agent. So I think some things that you can expect coming from us this year are a lot more integrations, um, calendar integrations, like tighter integrations with the tools that you're already comfortable with, um, better user management inside the system, and growth. The name of the game this year is growth. So we're at a point, we have a product that we're selling in market. People are using it, and it's sticky. They're staying. Our customers are staying with us. So really feel like we have something that is returning value to people. It has good ROI. Businesses are happy using it. It's cheaper than it will ever be right now. We don't have immediate plans to put our prices up, but our prices are probably too low. I think that's something that a lot of founders do. Yeah, a lot more features, a lot more integrations, and in the first half of this year, we'll do our first pilot with an American company. We've been
Oh,
only
wow.
Canadian up until now. So there's some compliance stuff that we have to jump through, the paperwork that I hate. Um, but yeah, we'll do our first pilot with an American company.
Wow,
If you're one
that's
of the American companies that we've been talking to saying that we got it all figured out, don't worry, we got it. It's gonna be okay.
okay,
Um,
wonderful. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Nick. Thank you for all your insights. Thank you for all the details and little trinkets that you shared with founders and first-time students. I'm pretty sure they will learn a lot from this podcast. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you the best of luck for Robin.
I'll say before I go, to anyone listening, if you are a founder, we mostly sell to businesses, but I have a Robin that is my personal Robin. Both of our founders do. we use them for sales and lead generation. So you can get a Robin of your own. If you go to robin.guide, you can let Robin start replying for you today. You can get started very cheaply, or reach out to me and we'll set you up. I'll help you set it up. So
Okay,
check out
perfect.
robin.guide, please.
Check out robin.com. There we go. All right. Perfect. Thanks so
And
much,
thanks
Nick.
for having me. This is great. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for joining us, Nick.